black on. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante Davis.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What's going on? What's going on? We are back again with another episode of the 3-Man Weave podcast. I am your host, AJ. As you see, got the bags under my eyes, but I ain't taking no trips. It's been rainy here for about 4-5 days, and I'm feeling like I'm in Seattle. Depressed. Who I got with me today?
You already know who it is, your boy Hill, and Hill gonna heal regardless, baby. Let's get it.
Absolutely. And where can they get all of our content?
No, it catches on all major podcast platforms, 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. And let's get right to it. So your man's dropped out of the election, man.
Man, this is my thing.
And I'm joking by calling him your man. I'm just
I
want to put it out there. I don't want.
But here's my thing. You know how like sometimes it'd be like, yo, y'all keep doing the same shit and y'all never learn, and it only keep kicking you in the ass every single time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we know some teams that do that, like every single year. Like, yo, y'all do this all the time, and you get the same outcome all the time. The Democrats they play too nice all the time. They try, they don't push the envelope. And now they ended up like they didn't learn their lesson from when RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the Supreme Court Justice, she was on her last leg, and they was like, hey, it would be really helpful for democracy if you don't just die and you allow, Joe Biden to replace you, or you allow a Democratic president to replace you, opposed to a Republican. She said, nah, I got to see this one through. She died. And as you see, Supreme Court, just all types of just democracy. What is that? And now look. And then guess what? Joe, y'all should have had a plan in place. He been calling you Sleepy Joe since the first time around. Y'all should have had a plan in place. Like, hey, if stuff start getting a little bit too, fuzzy around this motherfucker, let's have a succession plan in place.
You don't think they did?
No.
Why not? I mean, because he immediately endorsed Kamala Harris, vice president, and she immediately took over. So it's like, I mean,
when Bobby Bowden was about to retire, at Florida State, you knew, hey, Jimbo Fisher was the successor.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't cause any panic in the Florida State fans because we knew, hey, whether it's this year, next year, 2 years, or 3 years down the line, Jimbo Fisher, the head coach.
That's true.
Remember when Nick Saban retired and you said, hey, they didn't have no plan in place, and how it just looked optically?
Absolutely.
This is what it looked like. If there was a plan in place, you don't have to say, hey, Kamala's going to be the next president. Like, she would be the succession plan if Joe Biden were to not run in 2024. But what you could at least do is make it look like you're grooming her. I shouldn't use grooming when we're talking about, an old man and woman, but they're preparing her, to be that. Like, again, the whole time Joe Biden has been president, everybody was saying, "Man, we ain't heard from Kamala since the election." And so, all I'm saying is, allow her to be a little bit more forward facing. Allow her to kind of, at least seem as if she has a little bit more of a voice. Shit, even when Obama was president, you seen Joe Biden walking around with the shades everywhere. I'm not like, he had speeches, he would go places. I'm not saying he was as vocal, but he at least seemed visible, and you could be like, okay. And then when Obama endorsed him, it was like, all right.
I recall when they ran the first time, and I asked you, I said, what did all these people started to hate Joe Biden? Like, it was a lot of the negativity was when he was running for the presidency the first time. And you told me it was like, I mean, he really didn't talk when he was vice president, so he was seen, not heard, and all that. Now he talking, and they like, bro, he is an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you compared it kind of like, you at that time, it's documented, you compared it to a Kyrie situation. You'd be like, all right, bro, now you're the leader. We see why you're not the leader. That was the comparison that you made. So now I don't understand why all of a sudden it was cool when he did it as vice president. He was just walking around cool. Everybody was cool with Joe. Now all of a sudden they asking for Kamala to do. I don't know what they asking her to do.
So here's the difference. Joe was able to run a full campaign. Kamala got a couple months. That's the difference. So leading up to, we knew when Obama was going to be leaving. So, hey, I can be the Democratic nominee. We doing all this, he's like, then he's starting, to be a little bit more in the forefront. That's what I'm saying. Towards the end, he was more in the forefront. He was speaking, and he was able to actually be like, hey, I'm going to be running as your next, presidential candidate. Yes, there's other people that may be involved, but I've been endorsed by the former president. And it wasn't just like, bro, the election's in November.
But he didn't even run. He didn't even run right after Obama was done. Like, he took a whole break. Like,
right. But what I'm saying is, after that presidential, like, once we knew that election was coming up, he could do a full campaign leading up to that, is what I'm saying. Get endorsements from everybody. What I'm saying is, doing it right now is like, it's very last minute. And yes, they transferred, like they had a lot of, money fundraised for Kamala. But what I'm saying is, it's very late in the game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's extremely late in the game.
And I totally agree with that point. It's definitely late. He possibly should have just waited till, let's say, if he won again, then he stepped down and just appointed her. I mean, that's rumored too,
right? It ain't too far down the road.
But I think that what you started with the first part was the Democratic Party. I think they've been botching this the entire time anyway.
But that's my point of keep doing the same shit.
Yeah. So I don't think it didn't matter when he did it. I think they just was. I think this was their only plan. I mean, their only option, to be quite honest.
But here's my thing. I don't think it's their only option. I think that they felt like it was their only option. And also, I don't know if 4 years ago Joe Biden would have agreed to it. Because sometimes people get hungry with that power, and he's like, "No, I'm the president. I ain't finna, prepare someone to be my successor. I'm gonna run in 4 years." And boy, that brain, this is your brain on drugs in the skillet. That should happen quick.
I want we're gonna move on from this part, but I want moving forward that the next president be like 40. Like my age group, my age preference for the next president, whoever side it is, I prefer them to be 40 to 50. Of course. You know what I'm saying?
The powers that be don't want, they ain't trying to give up that power. Bro, look at it. Just look at it like any other giant corporation. The people in power usually be the ones that can't even open up an Excel spreadsheet. And they get paid the most, got the most saying, got the most power because they don't want to give it up.
You know, that's not my lane. So I'm not
Of
even
course.
gonna get.
All I'm
I'm not giving you.
all I'm
pushback, but
saying
my
is
thing
term.
do we even have young candidates?
Yes, but they don't get endorsed enough. Like it's how can I put this? Some
You
of the
already
young
if we have had young candidates attempt to be president, that's all I needed to hear. It was you know what I'm saying before we move on, because at this point we need somebody young enough that can understand the changes of America that has already been made, but somebody old enough to understand how it's been ran before. That's why I said that 40, 50-year-old grace period is. I get it. I understand. I just researched what Theodore Roosevelt was technically 42. Yeah. Ugh. Like at this point, like we don't need this, bro. Trump old too. Let's not get it twisted. He might be in good shape or whatever.
No,
His ass
he's
is
not.
old,
He ain't in good shape. He may speak a little bit better, but bro, wear a diaper.
bro.
He can't control his farts. I don't know if that comes from being
And he's too
old or
old.
him being on Epstein Island, but
Yeah,
either way,
these two old
he got the
old
loose
ass
one.
candidates shouldn't be the one. Like, you know what I'm saying? These shouldn't be the ones that we fighting over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do better as a country. And I don't care. I don't give a damn which side it is. You know what I'm saying?
And again, that goes back to my point of not having nobody, with, in the wings prepared, because all these old motherfuckers don't. But then again, even when Trump ran against Hillary, it was, oh, we need Hillary so we could just have the lesser of two evils. Stop giving me the lesser of two evils. You know what I'm saying? Give me an actual good candidate.
Yeah, that's what would.
And here, so that's what I was about to say. This is what it comes down to. Rakia said young candidates are more likely socialist and or Green Party, and a lot of major parties wouldn't back them if it came to a last resort. See how they didn't care to back Bernie, because what comes with that is it comes with actual change that the masses want. A lot of times, these two large parties, they don't necessarily always want to work across the aisle with each other, but they don't want to give up a lot of the perks that benefit them being in these positions. Like it's because it's crazy. Like I've been following this account that has made every investment that Nancy Pelosi has made. And that account went from like $10,000 to a couple $1 million just by doing that. And so what it comes down to is like they're government employees, they're federal employees, and they have a capped salary, but somehow all of them are millionaires. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they control, like, it's basically they get to have this insider trading. And what better way than to get paid from the large corporation heads as fundraisers and building your cabinet and all that. But technically that's bribery in a sense almost. And then now you get to come up and be a millionaire. So also you're not giving up your protections. So when Bernie walk in there saying, hey, I'm about to tax the rich. Fuck no. Even though the majority, I won't say the majority, but even though a lot of young people was like, yeah, because guess what? I shouldn't be paying more taxes than Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
You take my money, if you tax him what you tax me, that damn near cover at least about a couple 100,000 of me's. You got what I'm saying?
I think I just because I keep hearing this, and we're definitely about to move on.
Lobbying. I said cabinet. I meant lobbying. Lobbying is legal bribery.
The thing that we always hear in the community of, what I'm saying, make them earn the black vote. They got to earn the black vote. They ain't coming to save us and all that. You know what I'm saying? Cool. And I get it. But if we come, like I said, if somebody comes up with a policy that benefits us, that we can get behind, it's time for that to be the focus. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? We can't keep saying that they got to earn the vote. Like, we've been saying this since Hillary was running, that they got to earn the vote. And then we said it again when it came to Joe. And then, okay, you had two candidates that you really didn't like, that you keep saying they got to earn the vote, but you keep voting for them and then hoping
But here's the real nasty part. It's like, oh, you gotta earn the black vote, but now, shit, if the black don't vote, we really gonna be some of the ones that's getting fucked up if we don't vote, just off of just out of just GP. So now it's like, damn, you got us again.
It's
a lose-lose, but one loss is by 40, one loss is by 20.
Which conversation you want to go to next, bro? You want to talk about boxing? Or you want to talk about Team USA?
I mean, I say we talk about Team USA because they just as fucked up as the political system in America. So we might as well.
And when we talk about Team USA, we definitely talk about men's basketball because everybody else, the women's team just got there. They handled business against Germany. Other people, the official Olympics hasn't started yet.
It's just the friendlies, just a couple exhibitions, like, hey,
bro. But they've had one convincing. Am I correct? They had one convincing win.
Yeah, the first one, I think.
No, that was a struggle at first too.
Which one was that? That was Canada?
That was Canada. They were struggling in the first half too. Then they handled business. Okay, cool. I think it was Serbia was the only team I believe that they just handled business. If I'm correct, here's my issue. Because I'm not gonna go there with you, Miss King. Because all of a sudden, bro, is clutch. Bro, this is my issue. He ain't got no business doing this, bro. Like,
bro, but it's the same shit we said about the Lakers at one point. He ain't got no business doing all of this. But what I'm saying, Team USA is different. All of y'all are all NBA players. Well, except some Derek White, players some of the players that they added. But all of y'all are all NBA players. Bron literally should actually be able to be like, hey, dog, I'm gonna just come off the bench, provide a spark, be a facilitator. Why after every game? Hey, LeBron James. No, Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards.
Whoa.
I was about to get to it. It's others. I'm about to name some others.
AD been balling.
But hey, Anthony Edwards. I meant to say Anthony Edwards first.
Now, he only had one bad game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but when it come down to the clutch, hey, what'd you say?
I'm number one option.
I'm the number one option,
bro.
Number one option. Then
it's the fact. It's the fact that first off, before we go, shouts out to Bron.
Absolutely,
because
this is amazing.
I mean, oh my God, like. You should not. That's the first. When we say you should not be doing this, that's the positive. That's the positive.
Yeah, that's a positive thing. You don't have to do this.
Now the second part of that is just to everybody else. He should not be doing this, bro. Like he should be playing the Jason Kidd role of the redeemed team. Like, yeah, I come in and just make sure everything stay afloat. You know what I'm saying?
Or even Wardell. Like, hey, dog.
Yeah, you had a terrible shooting day. Against what was it? Was it Sudan or Germany?
Yeah, I think he shot terrible against Germany.
And I know where I want to go with this. Who I have an issue with.
Go ahead.
Steve Kerr.
Yep.
It's not even Joel Embiid. It's not even that. It's Steve Kerr, bro. He is too damn nice to be coaching his team, bro. Like he's a great coach. I'm not coming at his coaching ability. I'm coming at he don't have the wherewithal to be like, hey, look, bro, hey, this how we playing this, and this how we go. This is Team USA. This ain't an all-star game. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You know who they really need? I don't know if he American. Tibbs. They need Tibbs out there.
Tibbs playing. No, you not keep Tibbs. Keep Tibbs ass where he at.
Anthony, you said you're the number one option, right? 48 minutes.
But they need
your ass out there.
Because look, bro, and once again, I'm going to preface my comment by saying these are exhibition games. These are the games that's leading up. You know what I'm saying? But he out here playing with the lineups. He out there platoon swapping, subbing. Like, all right, bro. Like, this is the thing. We already cocky Americans. We already thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that this is our, gold medal to lose. You know what I'm saying? We just showing up. Who about to get the silver and bronze? You know what I'm saying? We get all that. And on top of that, we know we should win. Should win. But you doing this is like you doing platoon subbing, like you fueling the other team. You know what I'm saying? You over here playing with the lineups, like all of a sudden, Joel, he gonna start because he the MVP. You know what I'm saying? Even though AD is playing amazing or tremendously better than him, you know what I'm saying? You scared to just, it's like he's scared to move, you know what I'm saying? Do what he need to do when it comes to these lineups.
Honestly, it should just be like you got all them damn Celtics players there right now. Put all of them in the starting lineup, man.
Hell no.
I'm telling you, you got at least because at least you have the chemistry. You don't have to because you don't have to tinker around with the lineups. And then you basically take that and then you put Anthony Davis in there, and you got Tatum, you got Drew, you got Derek White. You put Anthony Davis in there, another wing or something, that you want to throw in there, and then you have at least some chemistry. You have some.
Well, that's the whole.
And that's all I'm saying is like, hey, like if Kerr you don't have to go in there and try and tinker with shit.
Well, that's the whole purpose of them playing all these games. They're playing more games than other people are playing because of course these other teams. They had the team. They play together. Yeah. They play FIBA together. These are the same teams in FIBA that it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to send the B squad to the FIBA team to get to the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So we understand that part. So they are playing games to get their feel, and I get them tinkering with the starting lineup because, like I said, KD hasn't played, and he's gonna come in. He's gonna be a factor. It's something. It's just the fact that I think that, and we could be overreacting because these are exhibition games, and we could be cocky ass Americans, bro.
Right? Just thinking you about to flip the switch.
We seen the graphic. Every time they struggle, not my dream team. They ain't better than the dream team. My dream team would have blew somebody else. And we seen that graphic come out today. That the dream team played against 9 NBA players from these other foreign countries. This team playing against 62.
Exactly.
This ain't the same Olympics.
Yeah, you ain't finna just be going out there against dudes that ain't coming over the pond. And you might happen to run into a Sabonis or something.
Cool coaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's a different game. So we can get all that out the way. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I know everybody. Michael Jordan was on that team, so they got that. They got that going on and all that. I ain't trying to hear all that. Listen, I think they need to I think they need to have a real moment and get it together once it's time. And I think that Kurt is just too damn nice to have that real moment. See how long it took him to bring Clay off the bench. I get it, different circumstances.
Yeah.
I get it, different circumstances. But you seen how long it took. You think he go over there and go tell, you know what I'm saying, another all NBA player, hey, look, bro, you ain't cutting.
But here's the easy thing. For him but here's the thing, though. All of the, like I'm about to say, damn near all of them is all NBA. Some of y'all all NBA asses gonna be sitting on the bench, and that's just what it's gonna be.
But you should have known that when you got there. These are the best of the best.
Yeah. And so, hey, look, you set the precedent. If you're gonna be messing with the lineups, it need to be a team meeting. You kick it in the door, waving the fofo like, hey. Some of y'all not gonna be starting. Whoever I see with the best chemistry, as I mess with these lineups, that's who's gonna start. Hey man, they weren't necessarily playing plumbers and farmers.
No, he got it. That's the JJ Redick quote.
I know,
I'm
man.
I had to laugh. That is hilarious.
He better be all right. Bob Cousy gonna come and whoop his ass.
Stop playing with him.
You better stop
playing with
playing.
him.
Better stop playing with Cousy.
I think this is the perfect time for them though. Like I said, they are playing some. They're gonna play Sudan again. They're gonna play Serbia again. They all in the same group. I think that they needed this wake up call. Like, hey, all right, now we the best, but
You can get embarrassed.
you can get embarrassed. So I asked you a couple episodes ago, was you worried?
No,
Still not worried? I bet.
no, because I'm not worried because world champions, y'all not in the NBA. Win a fucking ring. Give a damn about no gold medal in basketball, man.
Champions of what?
Champions of what?
Oh man.
Y'all ain't play the Celtics.
Hold on. You ain't know what?
They get a ring. They get a ring every year.
The Lakers won before.
Yeah.
So I know you know about a certain, because I said something about it. You know,
wasn't that the THT year that they won it?
He might have played, but I think it was the Lonzo year.
The Lonzo year. Yeah, it was the Lonzo year.
Yeah. Come on now. Yeah, we didn't win it before. Summer League been excited. Some not exciting. That was too strong of a
interesting
word. There you go. That's a way better word. Fast forward, rewind. Man, we had the WNBA had their All-Star weekend. And man,
I probably should have muted that.
Should have muted what? Me saying WNBA had that?
Oh, never mind. If you couldn't hear it, don't worry about it.
Yeah. WNBA had their All-Star game, and their All-Star game is definitely different because it's Team USA. They had Team USA, the team that's actually, playing, versus the All-Stars that didn't make Team USA, but they're still All-Stars. And man, Enrique,
cold.
She showed them because that was the one. That was the real person that was snubbed, and she made it clear that, hey, y'all know who y'all snub. Y'all ain't gonna snub me again. But at the same time, this was a competitive game. They needed this game. I think they needed this game. Team USA actually lost, to be quite honest. And they took that frustration out on Germany today, or whenever they played them. But the competitiveness of their game was amazing. It was a sight to see. But it was funny. It was like, yeah, NBA, y'all need to take notes and have a competitive game. I was like, y'all, these are two different. I know it's basketball,
right?
I get it. I know it's basketball. These are two different games. Like, do we not understand that, or what? Like, or what? Are we picking and choosing? Like,
to be quite honest, I understand. Like, I personally am loving the growth and the attention that the WNBA is getting. But I just hate some of the commentary around it. Like, because some of y'all that speak on WNBA, and when I say y'all, I'm not necessarily speaking about anybody in here, but make sure you hit that thumbs up button. But it just reaffirms how little sports y'all motherfuckers be knowing, man. And it's like so many people in here talking, like, and again, and I'm not saying in here, but like so many people that I've seen in like other sports groups and stuff, how they try and talk about Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese and Asia Wilson versus Caitlin Clark and all of this. And it's just like, dog, can you just enjoy the game? And I think they're taking to me, it's some of the stuff that has ruined, sports talk for all these other sports, and they're already implementing it into the WNBA. And it's not like it's like they're just getting into it and trying to learn it, and so they're building up. Like they go a full Skip Bayless, and they've been here for 4 months. Like, dog, you don't even know what you're talking about.
But me and you listen to Bomani. Bomani said this. You
Yeah.
said, "Are y'all sure y'all want to grow the game? Because this is what comes with it. Like this is what comes with it. Like you're not just gonna get you're not gonna pick and choose and get the good parts of it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get some of this bull with it. You know what I'm saying?
No. Of course, I get
and,
that.
You know, but I mean, but at the same time, it's others' job. That's when it's others' job to cipher the nonsense and focus on what needs to be the focus. They had an amazing All-Star weekend.
Oh, it was great.
They had an amazing All-Star game.
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese playing on the same team. That was dope. Enrique coming in cooking. That was dope. Kelsey Plum trying to guard like it's game 7. That was, like I said, hey,
yeah, like
it's cool.
That was a beauty. And like it's a different game, so of course they're gonna play like they not. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I just want they have to play competitive. Like that's just in their nature. You know what I'm saying? So that's like I said, I don't mean that in no disrespectful way at all. So you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You alluded, you mentioned it, and I kind of wanted to start off the show with this. Skip Bayless is 10-year. What?
I'll ask it another time. Never mind. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Because all I wanted to say was before
I'm gonna take the Skip Bayless thing somewhere else. So go ahead.
Before we moved on, and kind of left basketball, what I wanted to ask is, watching the Olympics and the FIBA stuff, do you think the NBA should adopt the international rules for the NBA?
Oh hell yeah!
Yes. In fact, I that's all I wanted to hear. Emphatically, yes. Yes.
And the funny thing about it, I'm finally glad that Embiid is definitely adjusting his game. And it's like I'm not a Embiid hater. Like I respect his game, but I know the hate has been on him this whole offseason, but to see him foul baiting and FIBA rules and them not calling it was, oh my god, it was so refreshing to see. And I was like,
because we thought that was damn near the fall when we saw the fall of James Harden too, when they kind of start changing some of them rules, and it made you play a certain way. And that's another reason why I think the NBA should, I know the NBA wants to increase point score, but to me, I don't want to see you increase point score by sending people to the line 15 times just because someone put their hand swipe someone like while they're driving to the cup. Like, if it's gonna be a foul, like let there be contact. Don't just let it be the motion, because you know how many times you see people go through the motion of trying to block and they're like, oh, and tweet 2 shots. Like,
and that's the IQ of those players to know that selling a call is going to get them the call that they need. But the part that I'm conflicted on is the fact that the NBA supposedly changed the way they play and their style of game to allow these European players, these foreign players, to be more comfortable in the playing. So I'm confused on they coming from these tough ass countries and these tougher, more physical rules or physical style of play. What are we dumbing our game down for to allow them to be more comfortable? Like, I'm confused on the give and take because Gilbert Arenas spoke on this.
Right. And it almost seems like in trying to ingratiate the European players, you flip the roles. And that's why you see so many of the foreign-born players actually exceeding in the NBA now, because it's almost like they play through all of this now, and then they still get all the extra stuff that comes with it. And now the NBA players that have been, molded through the AAU system, they're the ones that are foul baiting and stuff like that. And they can't they can't function without it. At least it seems like the other players can. And I know you got, people always talk about Luka always complaining, but
that's the game.
That's the game.
I mean, it's annoying. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, 100%. It's
but
annoying.
like I said, that's the game. But it's like I get it back in those, like let's use Dirk for an example. Like, because Dirk is one of the best European players ever, right? Like,
if not the best.
He was considered more of a finesse player. Am I right?
Of course.
And he had to adjust in an era that at his position, he was going at it every night. Like he had a dog every night. So I'm like, and he never was considered a tough guy, you know what I'm saying? But he adjusted. I'm just confused that some of the, like, we went too far left, I think, with some of the rules and some of the things that they do, because I still don't consider these because these foreign players still are not the most physical guys. Like we seeing the young guys come out, and these dudes are still not, the toughest guys, or they ain't like Luis Scolas is coming out here. Like Ginobili's is coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Ginobili.
Like we got a lot of finesse. We got still a lot of finesse players that still coming in this game, and they're just fitting in way better. Like to go back to your original question, we need these FIBA rules need to be standard,
across the board.
And like I said, we would still get the best basketball product,
because again, like I said before, yes, the NBA wants more points and you want a more free-flowing game, but that don't mean send people to the line for 14 times a game. You get what I'm saying?
We don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that, because to me, that's not that. Again, that is counterproductive to what you want. You want more points in a free-flowing game, so stopping the game, so we sending people to the line.
And there we go. We get to stopping the damn game. Maybe, like you said, with the athleticism that these players have now, we'll get a better game. We'll actually get a better game. Like
exactly.
I always tell people, like, I get it. When you watch some of the 80s games, it's like, bro, these dudes are playing jail ball. Like, that's not basketball. Like, and maybe it's because this is the era I grew up on. I do believe that the 2000s era was the golden age of basketball. They had the toughness of, the 90s, and they had the athleticism of the players of today blended together, and you're getting the best product of the court.
Exactly.
But once again, that's the era I grew up on. So of course, like you talk to an older generation, they're like, yeah, man, bring back the 80s. Like, bro, you come back in the lane, that, you know what I'm saying? That's their era.
Yeah, but again, also it's like I get that, bring that back, but star power is a little bit different. You ain't fit like, hey, Dylan Brooks, you ain't finna come and elbow my star player in the face like that. And then Malice in the Palace, they tried to kind of eliminate the enforcers and all of that. So yeah. I don't want, some eighth man on the bench that, isn't generating revenue, that isn't important to the league, that doesn't swing the pendulum to who wins a championship to take out my star player. It's very similar. Like, hey, I don't want you diving at my quarterback's knees. I don't want you, hitting my receiver in the head, across the middle. But there could be a fine line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it's like you can still play the game, but keep an eye on the product.
We're not gonna stay on this long, but your man Skip Bayless is, his services are being, getting up out of the FS1. And it's the end of an era. And Skip was one of those ones that he was on the forefront of certain things.
We don't have to dance around it. He changed the way sports was covered. He in the mainstream. He basically turned it into debate coverage on mainstream TV.
Absolutely.
Cold pizza, First Take. He was the one. He was the one who changed that game and really, was the leader in this.
And that's the
So
thing. It should have just been him though. And I think that's the problem is he birthed a lot of sons out here. He birthed a whole community. He birthed a lot of way people, he changed a lot of way how people debate, how people view things, how people say things. Like he's done a lot of things out of here. Like that's the reason why he gets paid the way he got paid.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a reason. He was entertaining. I think the problem was he got exposed on what he was doing, and people just got tired of the act.
Right.
But so my question is, are we going to change how we do things now? Not we. I'm talking about the mainstream media, because he birthed a lot of sons. He birthed a lot of shows. He birthed how a lot of people interact, how they attack certain topics, certain subjects and stuff. Like, are we getting rid of that?
I think it's checks and balances, right?
In the mainstream.
Right. I believe there is checks and balances. Sometimes a lot of times the bullshit, the antics and stuff like that, it's always gonna kind of be at the forefront, because a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, that's bullshit, and this is why it's bullshit, and I'm mad, I'm upset, and so I'm gonna respond to why that is bullshit, and then now you get to feed me more bullshit, and then it becomes entertainment. But I do believe, there are some people that, are kind of like stepping into entertainment, but are very good at the analysis that they bring with it. Like, but shows like NFL Live,
Mhm.
they're very popular, but they don't, and they get the debate going, the back and forth going. They have very good analysts. It's just not necessarily in that TV slot that we see, like First Take and stuff like that. If they put it there, it could really take off. And like one more point, they have really great minds that discuss stuff that people would absolutely love in that show form.
And I wasn't trying to cut you off, but I want to use that point. Okay,
Of course,
you got NFL Live, but then you got to speak for yourself. And you have Acho. Acho breaks it down and he gives you his analysis, his opinion, his you know what I'm saying. Do I agree with everything that he says? No, I don't. But I can understand. I'm a logic guy. So once you give me logic, I can understand. I'm like, okay, cool. I see how you got there. I see where you went there. But then you got Shady. They're just saying anything.
Exactly. And
so
that's the part that kind of
are we getting rid of that?
To me, I think that it's going to be happening, because I think the first step is getting rid of Keyshawn Johnson. He's terrible.
I'm not mad at Keyshawn.
So, but
and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not mad at Keyshawn, because I think Keyshawn was put in a terrible position. Let's be honest. Keyshawn was put in a terrible position. Now, listen, Keyshawn is definitely out of position when it comes to what they was doing. I get it. He started off on, NFL Countdown. He was decent there at first, and then he went down to the total. Whatever that show what he had with it was Matt Kellerman and Jason Williams.
Yeah, it was like KJM or whatever. Keyshawn,
yeah.
Keyshawn, Max, and Jay Will, something like that.
And he started to expand what he was doing, and it's like, okay, cool.
That's when he started getting whacked too, though.
Keyshawn is what I'm not doing is defending Keyshawn.
Okay.
In a sense, because if you don't like Keyshawn, hey, I'm not about to sell you on Keyshawn. I can't, because I can't. But what I can say on Undisputed, he was put in a bad position, bro. You following you're following Shannon Sharp, bro.
Of course, and the
like,
reason why
we know you're not Shannon Sharp. Like,
of course, the reason why I say that is because I think that sometimes he would say things to try and. My fault. I didn't mean to send. I sent you something, and I didn't know he was gonna get distracted. But
no, I'm still listening to you.
But the reason why I say Keyshawn is he would say some outlandish stuff, and he also wasn't entertaining. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna like say the outlandish, be entertaining with it at least.
Yeah, and like you said, he didn't find that. I think he was, was crazy at some of his opinions on Undisputed, he was finding his niche because you knew Skip was gonna say something crazy. You
Right.
know Paul Pierce is gonna say something crazy. You know Paul Pierce that's his whole point of coming on there. So it's like, okay, are we getting the Paul Pierces up out of here? Are we getting the Shady up out of here? Are we going to get Dan Orlovsky to just stick to analysis and not more so animated opinion? You know what I'm saying? Because when he sticks to his analysis, oh, it's okay. We can understand what he's breaking down, what he's talking about. But when he gets to his animated, I gotta play a character opinion. That's when he loses. That's when he loses.
But here's the thing.
And you know I don't rock with him. So yeah,
Right. But here's the thing. Dominique Foxworth talked about this on his pod that him and Dan have like plenty of times, specifically about Dak. Just started like they went complete opposite sides of the spectrum just to do it because that's the way.
That's the Skip way.
Exactly. But I think that's why, to me, like I said, if you put shows like NFL Live in these certain positions, you can still have that entertaining factor, and then you still just have the football minds. Like that segment with fucking Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky on the iPad, that's some of the greatest television in sports, dog.
It's nice.
And so to me, that's amazing. And then like you can ingratiate other things and still have the debate and still have your entertaining stuff. But to me, if you focus it on like stuff like that, the fun analysis, you know, even the back and forth, if you get like you have people on differing sides of the coin to really truly break things down, you could do that. But you control the narrative. You don't just always have to say, oh, Cowboys won. Let's break down why they still suck. Cowboys lost. This is why they suck. LeBron James, he's 40 years old, but let's break down why Jordan could never do like he could never do what Jordan did. Or
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, guys, like there's other things that we could talk about, and there's other great storylines that we could push. And god damn it, like the way ESPN does 30 for 30. They could have been did a quarterback series. They could have been did, you know, some of the like put some of these Peyton Manning breakdown stuff and make it actual TV. They could have done all of this stuff.
I think, yeah, but I think, and like I said, I used to be a fan of Skip. I'm not even gonna lie, and make it seem like I would.
It started just going way, way, way left.
Because I also used to be a fan of Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, I would never.
I get it, but that's the point that I'm making. Like I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, and it's like, all right, now it's getting too scripted. It's getting too out of the, it's getting too, network television or reality TV. And like I say, Skip was doing his, but I think the problem was other people were starting to trying to copy the Skip format. Like, and at the end of the day, you can see through it because like, yo, you're not Skip. We not even buying it from you. Like, this don't even make sense. Like, but he did a disservice, and I think it's going to take some time to restore the feeling. Like, we go through this in music, right? What was the lyrical dudes always had an issue with the mainstream rappers because nobody wanted to listen to us because we talking that real, you know what I'm saying? Or the conscious rappers and all that, and that music and that it had an issue with the mainstream rapper. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make a club record. I ain't in the club. I'm talking that real. But you gotta have something that people want to listen to, right?
Yeah.
The problem is people want to listen to that bud. That was entertaining.
But you know what? And here's the thing. Everybody's gonna find their lane, and everybody's gonna find what they like. I don't like listening to the Skip Bayless bullshit. Mm-hmm. I don't like listening to the Shady McCoy bullshit. I don't like listening to a lot of the mainstream bullshit. So guess what I do? I listen to Mina Kimes.
Yeah.
I listen to Robert Mays. I listen to Trevor Sycamore. I listen to Bomani Jones, Dominique Foxworth, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know what's even crazier? I'll listen to Nick Wright's podcast sometimes, and it's a whole different type of conversation than what it is on TV.
At the same time, like you said, I'm subscribed to the volume and certain things that they do on YouTube, and I listen to Kyle Hurd when he breaks down the NFL games and NBA games after the games and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you're talking a whole different language than you do on TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I get it, but at the same time, like I said, there's other people that I listen to, and then sometimes I do need to listen to that. Like, it's a reason why I'm a fan of Mike Lombardi's podcast. Like,
boy, if you talking that,
because
I can't
sometimes I
stand
just
you for putting me on the Lombardi
but
podcast.
sometimes you need to restore the balance. Like sometimes
Exactly.
you can't just that it. And I apologize, but at the same,
I think but here's the thing, like,
because hold on, because Bomani, sometimes when he gives his opinion be, I don't agree with everything.
No. But and that's what I be trying to say about certain things. Like, just because I may agree with this one person on this point, don't mean I agree with them on everything. But that's across the board. I don't agree with you on everything. You get what I'm saying?
And vice versa.
It's just like I understand. And sometimes there may be certain things that I say, you might be like, hey, dog, that is completely left field.
But I'm a logic guy.
Right.
So once I listen to you and I'll be like, okay, this is where he coming from. Okay, I see where he coming from. I ain't got to agree with it.
Right.
But I can see where you're coming from. And that's all I like. I like it. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of these personalities on TV, because their logic don't go the same.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I do want to have a couple conversations about you with boxing.
Go ahead. Let's make it happen.
Shakur Stevenson had a fight. And I'm gonna just read this right here, right on the screen. Shakur Stevenson takes zero risks for a knockout, and the fans call him too defensive and boring. Jerron Ennis, boots, takes chances for a knockout, but gets hit a few times as a result, and people say his defense is bad. This generation of fans will never be satisfied and always look for ways to complain. And you know what the problem is? They're not watching the fight for the fight. They're watching the fight for the fight that they really want. So you're watching a Shakur Stevenson fight, and it's like, oh yeah, Tank will beat the shit out of you because what are you doing? Or you watching Boots fight, and you're like, yeah, bro, you getting rocked, bro. You keep getting rocked like that, bro. Yeah, bro, Bud Crawford gonna knock your ass out. Like, you're watching the fight to critique, to compare to whatever other fight. You know what I'm saying? You're just not watching the fight, and I get it. Like, I get it, but I don't like it. I think it need to be a time period on some of these things. Like, bro, like, think about it. These dudes, before the judges make their decision, we already thinking about who they gonna fight next. It's like, damn, bro, can we digest this fight right here?
So remember, I can't remember what boxing match we were talking about and what happened, but remember, it was maybe a year or two ago, we said boxing fans need to be retrained. And this is a part of retraining boxing fans, because a lot of them feel one way about how a fight is supposed to look, what a fighter is supposed to look like, whatever that even means, and how a decisive victory should look. But again, we always say styles make fights. But the one thing about it is, the one reason why I critique Shakur Stevenson, because I never thought Shakur Stevenson was this great defensive fighter, and that's why he was boring. I thought he doesn't apply enough pressure to be considered in the caliber of some of the top tier fighters in his division, and I don't think he hits hard enough to continuously be on his horse and run the way he does and actually win a fight against some of them guys, because there's always a give and take in boxing. And some of these other fighters, they'll counter your counter and allow themselves to be hit just to hit you harder than you hit them. You get what I'm saying? And so that's why I say, hey, Shakur's not ready, because he's trying to protect his O, and he's doing that. Like, he's doing these things against lesser caliber fighters than some of these other dudes. And I don't think, and that's why I say, like, he started calling these names. I don't think he's up there. And so I'm not saying I'm looking at his fights saying, hey, this is what he should be for the next fight. I'm looking at his fights in totality and thinking, was this a good fight for the caliber of fighter you say you are? And to me, that's a little bit different. And as we said, like, as you heard Roy Jones break down some of his weaknesses, that's when I say, like, exactly, like, those things that you're doing against lesser caliber fighters, it's cool.
But once again, and I'm not the one that had to say this, but I'm going to say this. A lot of people are started to comment and talk about boxing that has no business to be talking as loud as they are about boxing.
Just like some of these WNBA people.
But this is my thing. Do you want to grow the game or not?
Oh, I 100% agree with you.
Okay.
I 100% agree with you.
So they are here. So they don't want to see that.
You know what it comes down to be quite honest? And I think this is almost just sports in general. Social media and having everything at the tip of your fingers doesn't allow people to just enjoy what they're watching. It makes everyone think that they're an analyst and should have, like, just give their critique or an opinion, instead of just being like, damn, I wanted more from that fight, but all right, he won, fuck it. Like, because even back then, like Tyson fights were a spectacle. You coming for the excitement. Hey, it's a party, it's a good time. And I understand you saying you want to grow the game, but is Shakur Stevenson the one that we want to talk about to grow boxing? Or is it Tank Davis the one that we want to talk about to expand boxing? Is it Devin Haney the one that we want to talk about because, he, getting in the ring, Ryan Garcia before he went completely off his rocker?
But we talking about boxing when we talking. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you're good.
When we talk about boxing, we talking about boxing business, right?
Yep.
And these people want to, build up their fighter and build up their name and, do what they got to do. I mean, Shakur has a name. However he got it, he has a name. So what do you do with that name? Do you work with it? Do you promote it? Do you build it up? Do you do something or what? Because there's other people. Because once again, we have, bro. I just heard Boots talk. For the first time when he sold out. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
Philly. But when you have the right promoter behind him, you can sell out Philly. You can sell out the Wells Fargo Arena. You can sell out. You know what I'm saying? What you do because he's an exciting fighter, because he is a knockout artist. But when you have the right promoter to do that, he don't have to talk.
Exactly. But what did my fault? Did I cut you off because you froze?
No, you didn't. You didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, it comes with that boxing business stuff too, because now it's like, if Shakur is kind of one of my prized jewels, I can get him, with his name. Oh, so yeah. That means you got to bring Ricky Hatton back.
Go ahead, bro. Continue your point. What his ass? Go ahead.
You gotta bring Ricky Hatton back. But now you see it. These promoters, they try and build their fighter up, with the name, and they don't want to tarnish that name. And it always comes down to the fighter. Damn near what fighter have we seen in the past decade not have to pound the table and say, hey, make me this fight, when it hasn't been someone that has been in that stable of promoters with them?
That's the boxing business aspect of it.
That's my point.
But you understand why I am an Earl Spence fan, because I think that he mastered the giving you a quality fight and the boxing business aspect of it. So that's why I was a fan of his. And in contrast of, I believe Bud was in the wrong promotion for a long time, because Bud was think about it, the way he beat the brakes off Spence, it's like you ain't had no business being over there with Bob as long as you was fighting the fighters that you were fighting.
And the crazy thing about it is, Bob set Bud up to be in this position.
Yeah.
Once he got him in this position, he didn't let him expand. And the thing about it is, what it comes down to also is, we wanted to be able to see the fights that we want to see. And that comes that's what we talked about when it comes to retraining boxing fans, where it's like, hey, just because you're not undefeated doesn't mean you aren't one of the best. Sometimes, guess what? Motherfuckers lose, dog. And so it's okay. And if boxing fans can get back to that mode where it's like, hey, you'll lose, but I still want to see you get back in there. I still want to see you work your way, not start from the bottom, but damn, you don't go from a B-list fighter all the way down to a D-list fighter and you got to fight cans of corn.
But this is my thing. Since we didn't retrain fans, what's wrong with the Shakur saying, hey, I got to win. I got to do what I got to do to win.
There's nothing wrong with that, but to me, there's a bit of showmanship in this pugilistic sport.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, because remember, I can't remember what fight it was. It was the fight before I said, hey, Shakur, it was the fight before Shakur had that fight where I said, you need to dominate. Mm-hmm. And then he was up, he felt like he was up on the cards. And then the last 2 rounds, he was just running around, not throwing punches. And I'm like, dog, that's how you build your name. That's truly how you get up there, is finishing guys. And that's how you become a draw. Because to me, 2-3 fights ago, Boots was a bigger draw than Shakur off of his entertainment value.
Boots been a draw.
But that's what I'm saying.
The problem with
Shakur Stevenson is a bigger name.
My problem with Boots, because Boots didn't talk.
Yeah.
He's letting this knockout speak for itself. He's keeping it real, and I get it. But you didn't have obviously your promoters wasn't doing the things because they wasn't giving you the names. You could have got some names at this point. His resume is not good. I'm keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? He could have had a notable name at this point and knocked his ass out, and all this is changing. But at the same time, when you get with Eddie Hearns and he gets the right promotion behind you, he shows that you can still sell out at home, even if it's home, but it's still the Wells Fargo Center. You still selling, you doing numbers. The fact that because we know that you are a show, your resume don't really mean nothing at this point. It's Bud ducking you, and you keep showing why Bud ducking you. Is Bud really ducking him?
No.
Okay.
Different stratospheres.
Exactly. But it adds to the allure of, okay, I can see now when he knocked people out, it's like, oh, I see why Bud ain't fighting him. I see why Bud ain't fighting him, even though if it don't even make logical sense. It adds to the allure of what he's doing.
And my thing is, Shakur is trying to make it WWE, but missing the in the ring part. Like you're not giving us the good WrestleMania, penultimate fight. You're doing your heel stuff, you're cutting promos, doing all your talking, trash talking, saying, oh, he don't want to get in the ring with me, this and that. But then you don't put on a performance where it's like, yeah, Javante, Tank is ducking you.
Nah.
So it's similar to what you kind of said about, like, put that performance on. Like, I'm not worried. I don't want Shakur Stevenson to be worried about Tank. I want him to be worried about putting on entertaining fights so he can get his name up, like the cachet attached to his name different.
Nah, I disagree.
I understand what you're saying, like, oh, just win. But
not even the fact that it was just win. It was the fact that you want to see this fight. People still want to see him. Like, bro, think about it. Lomachenko ducked him. Lomachenko said, nah, I ain't gonna fight you, Shakur. I'm gonna go fight who did he fight last? I'd rather fight him. He just fought the dude that Haney beat twice.
Oh yeah, not Kambosos.
I think it was Kambosos.
Okay, so it might have been.
Yeah. You tell me. So look. So think about it. You say, nah, I ain't fighting you. I'm gonna go fight Kambosos. Why? If he's not that nice, why won't you show him? He's the more notable name, so you ducking him. So I get the Shakur side. It's like, okay, y'all keep talking all this spicy. Y'all can talk. Y'all can beat me. Y'all can do all this. Y'all can do all that. I get the Haney part when the Haney offered him the contract because look, you don't do numbers.
That shit's crazy.
You don't do numbers because you are not an exciting fighter when it comes to the fight. We don't want to see your fight because obviously you fight nobodies too. That doesn't help. But it's like, I get why the Haney offer was the lot more lopsided than what it is. Okay, do you really want to fight? Because you don't do numbers to garner what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But Lomachenko on the same side, bro, he could have ended all of this.
So here's and I get you, but what I do want to say is, when it comes to, like, I'm not gonna completely kill Lomachenko, and I know you think I'm about to be biased. Gonna listen to me. I'm not gonna say Lomachenko was ducking Shakur for taking that fight, because, to be quite honest, I think Kambosos, even with those losses to Devin Haney, Kambosos has a better resume than Shakur Stevenson, because let's not forget
he does.
Exactly. So let's not forget Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. He lost unanimously both times to Devin Haney. But then, to me, it's like, okay, who has Shakur fought?
He can't get the fights.
Huh?
He can't get the fights.
All right, so I'm gonna go
that's why he's leaving Bob. That's why he's leaving Bob too.
Of course. And so I lost to Devin Haney and what people thought was a close one. Should I, to me, to get my name back, to try and get back into the ring with a Devin Haney and stuff like that, or someone of that caliber? Do I want to fight someone that has been in the ring with him, or fight Shakur, where it's just like, Okay, yeah, he got a name, but we've seen plenty of dudes with a name. Maybe, and who knows? Maybe now that he left, he trying to get rid of Bob. Maybe he does get a Lomachenko fight. Who knows? But just at that point in time, to me, again, I think Kambosos was a tougher fight for Lomachenko than Shakur would have been. I'm also not that high on Shakur Stevenson, dog. I've been said that.
You're not that high on Shakur, but it's the fact that he blatantly just dismissed him. Like, bro, you a little dude. This Lomachenko talking, and he like, hey, bro, I ain't about to fight you, dog. I'm about to go fight Kambosos, dog. So it's like you looking at Shakur at the Stevenson. It's like, okay, y'all keep telling me that I'm not that nice. I'm trying to fight the nice dudes, and they don't want to fight me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's in a rock and a hard place, bro. It's like he's doing the promotional part, but then when it comes to the fighting, it's like they don't want to fight.
Yeah, and
then at the same time, now Lomachenko's not motivated to fight Tank.
He just came back. He just came back from war. Give him a second.
He fought Kambosos after that.
Yeah, but it's a different beast.
All right. All right, and that's that bias talking.
No, bro, I'm truly just joking.
Okay,
but
okay,
I'm
cool.
truly just joking. But to me,
I
don't know.
Let me say this. Let me say, if you are not motivated to fight Tank, do not fight him.
Oh, absolutely.
So technically, I respect it. Don't get in that ring, get your ass knocked out just for the check. Nah,
hey, it's just like Andre 3000 said. Hey, what do I like? What do I rap about if I ain't got it in me right now?
I can rap.
Don't get it confused. I can rap. I just ain't got it in me right now. Pause.
We about to go a whole another 30. Because did you hear what Ice said about that?
I started hearing it, but I completely disagree. We might have to come back after we
You completely disagree
with
Ice?
Ice? Yes. If I don't have anything to like, if I'm not motivated, what I'm supposed to like, what I'm gonna do? You want me to just come out here and just rap?
Whoa. Once Andre said that, like, I ain't got it. I'm like, you know what? Cool. Because I don't want you to just get in the booth and just start saying some bull. So I feel that. I'm cool. I'm like, all right, okay. Cool. Like, wipe my hands with you. I'm cool with that. But I felt Ice was saying, like, I want to hear a solo Andre 3000 project.
Okay.
I want to hear it.
And I get what
he did contradict himself.
Exactly. And I went as soon as they brought the speaker box of love below. It's like
look, what you can't say is you don't care about how you just care about the music.
Yeah, and then say, "Oh, I need it marketed and packaged this way." Nah, you got the music.
Yeah.
So yeah,
LL definitely had a good point, and when Andre responded, he hit it with the rebuttal. He's like, "Bro, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I don't have the it."
And here's my thing. Also,
we gotta get him out of here, bro.
All right. Well, okay. One more point though.
Yo, they are.
Yeah, no. Hey, tell them tell them come pull up on us. Oh, never mind.
Hey, shout out to our guy Ryan. He said it's been a minute. You know we about to start doing our divisional series because training camp started. So I know he's gonna be tapped in. You know, he a Bucks fan. So shout out. We doing good.
We're gonna begin with you. We're gonna begin with you.
It's the thing. I do feel once Andre said, bro, I don't have it. I'm like, you know what? Cool, bro. We are good.
And here's my thing. It's very similar to what they was talking about with Eminem. You just want to hear Eminem talking about, just coming out and trying to rap to prove that he's a great rapper, or do the thing that make him like hold on, wait, or when he gets I'm about to close it, or when he finally gets a concept and gives you the creative conceptual album that you've been waiting for because it reignited that spark, and he has the thing that he wants to talk about and that motivates him, and then he puts together that body of work. To me, that's what it is. Andre 3000 ain't just somebody that's gonna be coming out here just rapping just to be rapping. He don't do that anyway. Everything has a concept, everything has a meaning, everything has a purpose. So if I don't necessarily have that meaning, that purpose, or that artistic edge where it's like, I don't really got it, to give you a full, concept. Don't do that. Don't do it. If somebody comes to you with an idea that says, hey, I got this feature and this is what I want on the feature, and Andre 3000 be like, okay, I got an idea of what I want to do with that. Because half the time you listen to Andre 3000 features, they ain't got shit to do with the other person's talk about, but he sees the vision in his mind.
Yeah, dude.
Man, hey.
Name one.
Go back to that. It's a Kid Cudi verse. And I'm like,
I'm never going back to a Kid Cudi.
I know, but I'm just like, hey, this is kind of like, yo, Lane, y'all not talking to. It's almost like he sent this shit and he just had the instrumental. Like he didn't listen to nothing. He just said, hey, where's the open verse?
You knew you messed up to go back to a Kid Cudi. I'm never going to a Kid Cudi verse on purpose. Never. Never.
Yeah. Hey, we got to make.
But to your Eminem point, you definitely just showed somebody was just rapping, because we heard him just rap and it was trash. We was like, what is this? But then I haven't heard the album, but I heard great reviews of, they be like, oh, this is Eminem.
And that's what I mean about the concept, the artistry, because it's certain people that are artists and like they got to have a purpose. And usually it be the kind of people that's a little bit, off in the head a little bit, think a little bit different, got an eclectic, train of thought. Mm-hmm. And Andre is one of them. So and a lot of times you think about it, a lot of these people that are really, really artistic, they're not just giving you music. We just saw that shit with Kendrick. Everything has to be like, everything is thought out, everything is meticulous, and everything is planned.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Y'all catch us all on major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Let's get it.
Shout out to